Here's a LEGO model I never expected to see. Thank you LEGO for sending it. One of the most iconic Formula 1 vehicles of all time, the McLaren MP4 that completely destroyed the competition in the 1998 season. The unexpected thing for me was the fact that this car was made as an Icons model in LEGO System rather than LEGO Technic, which, considering my limited knowledge of the theme, is a common occurrence. The scale seems to fit that of other Icons vehicles, like the Corvette or the Porsche 911, so if you buy into these as a fan of the vehicle's sub-theme, know that it won't look out of place. Unless you display it on the stand included in the set. I don't feel that I see the vehicle that much better with it, nor do I feel the car needed one, so I find the inclusion a bit odd and unnecessary given how no other Icons vehicle ever had a stand. Didn't take too many pieces to build, so it probably wouldn't affect the final cost of this set too much, but not having it would have made the set even more affordable, so there's that. It comes with an info sticker highlighting some of the main specs and major milestones of the car, as well as its drivers, Alan Prost and F1 Brazilian legend Ayrton Senna, which was also included as a minifigure in this set. I remember watching the race when he passed away. I remember having a poster of him on my bedroom wall as a kid, so this means a lot to me, to F1 fans and the millions of Brazilian followers who still remember him dearly. The minifigure isn't meant to fit the car as the scales are completely mismatched, but instead being displayed next to the car with his podium stand included with a quote from the driver. Not only that, a championship trophy is included as well as his iconic yellow helmet with his signature printed details. The driving suit is also printed front and back, and the head element also has dual printed expressions. Now onto the car itself, and bearing in mind I'm no car expert, the vehicle looks good as a whole. I can see some spots where the LEGO system constraints didn't allow for more accurate detailing, like the end plates of the front wing being too thick and not a perfect triangle seen from this side, and the thickness is also an issue on the rear wing side plates as well. I'm also not too convinced about the decorations here with two overlapping elements that make the McLaren a bit hard to read. Much easier without the top tile, but not as accurate shape-wise without it. And I could be nitpicking all day long, but this is a LEGO model after all, and these kinds of things are a given, though still worth mentioning. It was impressive seeing the amount of printed details the car actually has, but a shame they weren't all completely printed. On the front wing, the shell branding and this 2x6 style at an angle with the car brands, the main sponsor shell, and the driver's number. The McLaren on the end plates though are stickers. Behind the wing, this wedge piece I've never seen before is also printed, and it may be hard to tell, but the windscreen is as well, with the TAG Heuer logo, though on the air intakes the shell branding is once again stickered. Senna's signature behind the cockpit is another, as well as the number 12 in the back once again. But the McLaren logos, the powered by Honda deco, this wedge in the back, and these 1x1 plates are also printed. When looking at images of the car online, it's common to see the Marlboro branding, which understandably didn't make the LEGO model, and the Goodyear prints for the tires would have made the model look much better, I think. This whole section can be lifted, revealing the V6 turbo engine with a bunch of metallic silver elements for a great effect. The cockpit area is quite simple, though the steering wheel works, which is kind of impressive given how small of a space there is in this middle section to allow for such a mechanism to be in place. And I know I've been avoiding talking about the tires because they're a brand new element to this set. Same goes with the suspension pieces. I can't really say if the tires are super hard rubber or full-on plastic, but they have a nice weight to it I was not expecting to find, making me believe they're like solid pieces of plastic, not hollow at all, and it's worth mentioning that the back wheels should have been wider to match the real-life car. The suspension elements are great, kinda work as they're supposed to if you push the model down a bit, and hopefully we'll see more use if LEGO Icons decides to do more F1 car sets. New pieces, lots of prints on top of brand deals and IP partners means the set prices suffer because of it, and here that's no different, where a model with little under 700 pieces will cost $80. Not terrible by any means, but not great either. I do love the fact that this is a lower priced model for adults, which LEGO doesn't have nearly enough of. If you don't count the Kingfisher and the Botanical sets, this is the cheapest LEGO Icons model you can buy at the moment, and going up the prices, the Corvette would be the next car in line at $150, which is a significant jump, almost double the price of the McLaren. It was an enjoyable model to put together with a bunch of interesting building techniques, but it is definitely not my favorite car of the theme, nor one of the best designs out there. However, I really appreciate what that price does for the theme, for adult fans of LEGO, and I really like the meaning behind the car, its driver, and what this offers for LEGO, Formula 1 and Ayrton Senna fans around the world. Obrigado.